Okay, I'm sat here with Dr. Robert Wallace from Richmond University in London, who's been presenting here as part of the Alternative Archaeology panel, which I missed. I was hearing about spiritual tourism at the time. What was your paper about? What's the kind of main thrust of it?
Well, my interest is in, well, one of my interests is in contemporary paganism and archaeological sites in Britain. My background is in archaeology and anthropology, and I'm interested in the way in which contemporary pagans are engaging with archaeological monuments in Britain, particularly Neolithic and Bronze Age sites such as Stonehenge, as sacred places where pagans go to perform rituals and connect with various beings, from gods and goddesses to spirits and ancestors. And my paper specifically dealt with the current reburial issue, which involves those pagans, not all pagans, but those pagans who have a particular interest in later prehistoric Britain and the human remains from that period as ancestral remains, and who are campaigning for respectful treatment of those remains by archaeologists and preferably their reburial.
Okay, so they reburial those sites. Where are they now, those remains?
Well, one of the case examples I dealt with was Stonehenge, where in 2008 archaeologists from the Stonehenge Riverside project, which was a major project on Stonehenge, excavated some cremated human remains from a part of the monument in order to study them. And they invited a number of druids and other pagans to perform a blessing over those remains. And the understanding from the pagan point of view was that those remains would be reburied within a period of within a period of time after they'd been studied. But it became clear that that probably wouldn't happen because the archaeologists would be trying to extend the terms of the license.
They were too excited by the kind of
well, they had to have a license to excavate human remains, and they would be probably campaigning to extend the terms of that license so that the remains wouldn't be reburied.
That's very interesting. And is this a kind of mass concern within the kind of pagan movement? Is it a big issue?
It's a big issue, but not for all pagans, and obviously those who shout the loudest are the ones that are heard. So it's not necessarily representative, and there are many other pagans who are not interested in this issue, or who would disagree with those pagans who are on this campaign. So paganism is a very diverse new religious phenomenon. So it's not just those people. I was just thinking when you spoke initially, most people will be familiar with pagans from having watched 4 days ago Midsummer, the equinox, on Stonehenge. Solstice, yes, that's right. Solstice, solstice, TV footage on the news once a year, loads of apparently pagans and or druids around Stonehenge. Gets once a year they have 2-minute footage. Is that representative of the kind of pagan community, or is that just a very kind of niche? It's basically a niche element, and most of the people who go to Stonehenge at summer solstice for the open access are not pagan. They're simply going along to experience what it's like to be at Stonehenge at solstice. Yeah, they're going there for a kind of party or for kind of cultural experience, or even, I guess, as spiritual tourists. Quite, yes. Okay, well, Robert, thank you. There's loads more I can ask you, but they're about to serve dinner in here and get really noisy, so I guess we'd better kind of draw it to a close. But thanks hugely.